Hey, you made it. Now, Predators 2010 was definitely a film that not many people really enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed it, but there was always one thing that really bugged me about it. Edwin. Now, I can't wrap my head around why Edwin is even there in the first place. It falls into two sort of distinct categories for me. One is that the Predators added in there to kill the other players, to kill the other people on the reserve, and just make the game a bit more interesting and fun for them, but I can't understand why they do that. They've captured the greatest fighters in the world at this time just to have them killed by somebody that isn't them. Like, there is no fun in that for the Predators. If the Predators are doing this to learn and to get better and to get better at killing, how are they going to get better at killing if this serial killer has just murdered all of the people? And the other argument is that he's picked because he was a serial killer, because he is more like the Predators than the other characters in the film. He hunts his prey and he slowly sort of kills them. He slowly, methodically kills them, and he's very intelligent. But again, it doesn't really make sense when the Predators have got him specifically and only to fight the Predators. He's not there to fight the other members of the group, so it doesn't really make any sense. Because how is he going to poison a Predator? It's on their turf. He's not going to methodically and slowly track and kill somebody when he clearly has no hand-to-hand combat skills at all, as you can see by the fact that he was completely dismantled by Royce in the blink of an eye.
I'm not.
When he came up against somebody who could actually use a weapon, he just dies. He's just the most pointless character in the whole film, and I really just did not understand, other than to have oh no, he betrayed us at the end, and the whole sort of thing along of why is he even here. But the question is, why was he even there? He adds just nothing to it whatsoever. You could try and argue why is Sans there, but at least Sans stabs the hell out of that Predator and dies in some sort of glorified way. Edwin's just crap. He does nothing. He's weak, pathetic, useless, and yeah, he may be a serial killer if he's a doctor like he claims, but how is he going to serial kill the Predators? Oh, don't touch that plant, it'll make you paralysed. Well, the Predators aren't going to fall for that, are they? It's just one of those things that really bugged me about the film. So much of the film I really enjoyed though. Don't get me wrong, this is probably one of my favourite sequels to the original Predator that I've seen, because it kind of went a bit wayward with the ideas that they went for. I never really enjoyed Predator 2, and The Predator, we don't even need to talk about that one, that's just not it. An Alien vs Predator, don't even get me started on those. But I enjoyed this film because it's so much like the original. It's a group of mercenaries trapped in the jungle. They don't know what they're coming up against, they just know there is something out there picking them off one by one, and they have to all band together to fight this thing, otherwise they're all going to die. If anything, this is a bit more hopeless than the first Predator, because they're not even on the planet. They're not even on Earth. They're on a completely different planet, and there's no way for them to get off. Personally, I think the scene with Hanzo and the samurai sword is one of my favourite scenes from the film. That's one of the standouts. I've always remembered that scene, and it's just such an epic fight. The whole setting for it, the way it's quiet, it's like the field, and all you can hear is the swaying grass and the sort of clink of metal as they come together. And you could be like, oh well, why didn't the Predator just shoot him? But the Predator clearly wants some sort of honourable fight. They don't just want to shoot people, they want to actually fight them in the way that they are fighting. The Predator gets benefit from that because it's learning how to use a sword, it's learning hand-to-hand combat. Granted, it dies in the process, but it all makes sense in my opinion. I really enjoyed that aspect of it. The rest of it, again, just watching them all slowly get picked off, one by one, just dropping like flies, until the end it's just left with Royce and Isabel surviving at the end, and they're just on this hopeless planet with no way off because the ship explodes. And it's just such a hopeless thing for me. At least Arnie escapes in Predator, and that's one of the things that makes the film good, but it's so hopeless in Predators and they never escape. One of the other things I really enjoyed was Nolan, and this absolutely mental character played by Lawrence Fishburne. He's clearly been on the planet for so long, he doesn't even know how long he's been there, and he survives by basically just robbing and stealing from other survivors that get dropped in by the Predators. Again, I really liked the aspect of it. The switch up in pace between them all banding together to suddenly there's someone among them that it can't be trusted. I know that's what they tried to do with Edwin, but Edwin just felt completely pointless. The Predators would not have picked him, so let's just gloss over Edwin for now. But yeah, I really enjoyed the fact that they had that guy who knew the terrain, he knew the surroundings, he knew what the Predators were, he knew how to hide from them, he'd even stolen their armour and gear. It was so cool to see someone so resourceful. Granted, he's gone insane from the planet, but it was just a really cool aspect for me. But for all the hate this film got at the time, I don't think this film was very well received. It's a 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb, which I don't think is a great rating. Personally, I think it's probably more of a 7. I think it warrants a 7. It's not the best film I've ever seen. It's not as good as the original Predator just because of that they keep it a lot more under wraps. The Predator doesn't really show its face properly till right near the end. This one, it's kind of like a bit more obvious what is being hunted. You already know what's to come. It doesn't stop it from being a good film, though, and doing it in the right way. My main issue with it is Edwin, as I've said, and that was the whole sort of purpose of this video, but I thought I'd give an overall sort of review of the film because, again, I did really enjoy it, and I enjoyed the storyline. I enjoyed the actors as well. Like, it was a really good cast, I think. Walton Goggins was just crazy, as always, especially Lawrence Fishburne playing an absolutely deranged, like, guy who's just lost his mind on the planet. But yeah, been a bit of a mini rant about Edwin here, but if you made it this far in the video, please make sure you subscribe. It'll really help the channel out. And with that, I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.